Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Hind. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Platinum. Today, we're here back in the Eterna Forest near the Mossy Rock. And we found a Baneri, which is not relevant, but this is, because I have a female Eevee. How did I do that? Well, I had to play through basically the last 2 episodes worth of content and do everything the same way I did, except and didn't exactly divide the experience evenly, so just got everybody up to level 25. And yeah, I got this female Eevee on the second attempt. I only had to reset 2 times. Yeah, I do kind of need it because you can't actually get more Eevees if you get a male one, because you can't breed males to get its to get the baby be the same species as the male one. It's always the same species as the female. And yeah, you can't get more Eevees until after the league, and now Eevee is evolving. In case you didn't know, yeah, leveling up Eevee near the Mossy Rock, just like leveling up Nosepass and Mount Coronet, causes it to evolve. In this case, we get a Leafeon, which I sort of considered using, but I like Churn better, and Amber has an item. And it's a Repel. Also, Kaza, do your stuff. Let's hope this works out. And yes, it did. Sweet. Okay. That was exactly what I wanted to do. Also, I took way too long in redoing this segment because in the Amity Square, because I insisted on getting the exact same items that I got last time, which means I had to go out of my way and actually get another white fluff from there, get a white feather and a white fluff, which means that I also got a bunch of other stuff along with it, but it took forever to get that white fluff, and then I found out that I kind of already had 2 white fluffs to begin with, so that was completely pointless, so whatever. Anyways, now we can actually enter the gym. And let's get stuck on this. Hey there, how's it going, champ to be? This gym is some kind of wicked. What's wicked about it? I'll tell you. First, it's pitch black. Oh, no worries though. I have a flashlight right here for you. Also, there's the usual gym trainers. They have flashlights too. If you cast a light on one, or they catch you in the light, the battle's on. That's really important. It's all about the tiles on the floor. First you find a blue tile in the room, memorize the mark on it, next head for a red door with the same mark. That's your correct red doors to reach the gym later. If you choose the wrong red door, you get sent back here, though. Okay. Kind of an interesting gym. Also, they explain it, I guess mainly because they changed it, so I'm actually going to be fighting their trainers, even if I can just kind of see where you can go. You can actually see what the pattern is on the floor without actually having to shine your light on it. At least I can sort of tell on the recording. I can definitely tell on the actual 3DS though. It's kind of weird how well I can tell where I have to go. Back in the day on my old DS, this was a little bit harder, but still not as hard as it would have been on, say, the GBA, where you probably really would have needed to look at the exact spots, and even then, you have to, like, be right near a light source at all times. Yeah, having no backlighting in those systems kind of really did suck. Okay, so there's a circle on it. Oh, also, Amber got another item. Also, yeah, that's the one thing that I did lose, is that I didn't get that extra rare candy from Amber. Hopefully that's not gonna come back to bite me later. I'm sure I'll get some more. It's just kind of a shame, but oh well. So, Ghastly, standard Ghost-type fare. Didn't really mention Mischievous, but it exists. It's a pure Ghost-type. Ghastly is part Poison. And so far, we already have more variety than the frickin' Ecruteak Gym has, despite having seen 2 out of the 4 Pokemon that could have possibly been in there. They only used 3 of them. It helps that this generation has more Ghost types, though. Yeah, ghost types were plentiful in the original Diamond and Pearl, or at least they had enough of them to actually fill a gym with them, unlike half of the other types, but I'll get into that when I actually get into those gyms. I'll make a notice of that, because actually, during my last Pro playthrough, I actually took note of what the trainers had, and they had some pretty weird crap, but whatever. Feint is kind of a crappy move. I think it hits through Protect and Detect, but I think it only works on those moves, so I'm not gonna actually use it. I should have dazzled you by shining my light in your eyes. Well, that's just frickin' rude, and I'd probably kick you right in your frickin' face for it. I said face. I could have said something else, but I chose not to. Alright. So it's time for Cerise. Let's see. Just kinda hanging out here. What are you doing? He gets so bright! Surprise attack! Okay, you can't talk to me and then yell surprise attack. That kind of... Yeah, you can't yell surprise attack, because then you kind of give away that you're gonna have a surprise attack. Let's see how much Magical Leaf can do. Not a whole lot. Okay, yeah, this is probably not gonna be very good for Cerise here, because these things are part flying, and Ghastly and Haunter, which we'll be seeing plenty of, they're part poison. Neither of which I can really fight that well, but luckily, Petal Dance does a lot more damage. What? I didn't even know random trainers used potions. I knew, like, ace trainers sometimes do, but even that's rare. So yeah, Petal Dance goes a couple turns, and then, it automatically confuses you. Had to wait for it to happen to actually say it. Well, let's race. No, of course not. Luckily, this thing doesn't have, like, Gust or something, even though I think it should have it level-wise. It's just deciding to take pity on me and not use it. If it even still has it, it might already, like, have gotten rid of it, even if it did have it at one point. I don't remember, Driftman's level up move pool. Okay, please don't hurt yourself. Come on. Thank you. Okay, please don't have a Ghastly. Oh, Aftermath? Really? Ugh, God damn it. Okay, well, you can have a Ghastly all you want now. I don't really care anymore. No, you just have another Driftman, which... Okay, fair enough. That would have been bad for Cerise anyways. Right. Take you down in one hit because I can, apparently. Okay. A lot of people like saying the word dazzling, apparently. Let's see. Yeah, I got plenty of revives. Which is surprising this early on in the game, but then again, I do have, somebody who kind of fashions them out of nothing. Because, little known fact, but, Ambipom was apparently a demigod among Pokémon. Along with, crap like Zigzagoon. It's kind of funny how that one works. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna pull this, Earthquake TM out of my anus. Hope you don't mind. Probably don't, because it's a good move. And here we have Haunter, which... yeah, predictable. Hopefully Petal Dance can take it out. A couple of them, that is. I should probably switch after I beat this thing, then. Also, Nightshade isn't doing that much anymore, because... I don't know. It does as much as your level, and I think I have enough HP for that to not really matter anymore. At the start of the game, if you use frickin' Nightshade, you take out, like, half of somebody's HP, because it's ridiculous like that. At least if you're, like, semi-decently leveled, but eventually you just get to that point where you just start taking out little chunks. Unless you get really highly level, too. Okay, you know what? I want to stay in, because Mysteries is actually something I can take. Spite failed, because that's good. I guess because I used Petal Dance like 4 turns ago at that point. Lift the Psybeam. Okay, thank you. And actually kill it with this, because it looks like it might actually live this. And it did. Lift the Psybeam, maybe? Probably not. Nope. Well, you tried. Oh my god, what am I gonna do with you? I can't really justify reviving you again. That's a bit much. So I'll take this Revis. Alright. Suddenly then my eyes get really tired. Weird. Okay, there's a symbol. I can't tell what's on it though. I guess they changed it for the second room, like they changed how well you could see it, just to make it a little bit more challenging, or make you actually have to go look at it. I think there's only 2 rooms in this, though. Sucker Punch! Kind of an interesting move. It's fast, it always goes first, like Quick Attack. It has double the power of Quick Attack, but it only works if your opponent attacks first, and it's a Dark-type move, obviously. Well, not obviously, but it is a Dark-type move, as opposed to Quick Attack. Because the way I was wording that made it sound like it's also a normal-type move, but no, it's Dark. Yeah, it's actually a really cool move. It takes some finesse to use well, though, or at least the ability to protect when somebody's going to attack. So it is a protect. I meant predict, obviously. But there I put too much emphasis on the dick part, so... I don't know. Mean look, because I needed to get out of here now. I always like it when people make their Pokemon use moves that are completely inconsequential a mere second before they're about to die, so... Alright. Get the moon. Like the new games. I can't pass through there. Also, I never, I didn't comment yet, but these are all Duskull statues. Didn't know if you could, if you realized that, but if you didn't, then now you know. And Chance. That's kind of a weird name in general, but when it is used, it sounds more like a female name than a male name. That might just be me. I probably wouldn't name my kid that anyways, but... Hey. Alright, so... am I enjoying myself? Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, I am playing a game, so generally I should be enjoying myself with that. Okay. Let's quickly head to the Pokemon Center. Because there should just be the gym leader left. Also, no, I'm not actually going to use, as I said before, I'm actually going to use Amber here, because despite being very useful in that she has a Dark-type move and a Ghost-type move, both of which are good against Ghosts, and is a normal type, thus resisting all the Ghost-type moves, she's not a member of the team. As I said before, I have a different normal type in mind. I'd like to use Amber Palm eventually, just not in this playthrough. And Amber has other purposes on the team. Okay, so Moon, and then it gets removed in the re-release. Okay, whatever.
Finally, you have arrived. Since you came to this country, I've always tried to learn the new things. The old countries in this city, I say myself, I will excel. That is why I dress this way. Certain performance. I also study Pokémon very much. I have to be the gym leader, and I shall be. You challenge me, but I shall win. That is not what the gym leader does, no?
Like how that voice just kind of went nowhere. Shouldn't have gone with it because it's kind of dying. I haven't actually had to use French in so long that I've forgotten how to pronounce half of these words. Duskull! Something that I can actually take on. So, I'm going to. With a passion. Future Sight. So weird how she only has a Duskull, even though it's like the Pokemon that provides the motif for the room. Speaking of which, her design draws from Drifblim a lot, because it has that X on it. And yet, she doesn't use a Drifblim. She had one in Diamond and Pearl, but in this one, it's a Duskull. Her other two Pokemon are the same. But, yeah, she kind of got rid of the Drifblim. I kind of think she should have gotten rid of the, of one of the other ones. I won't say it in case people don't know what this gym is like. So Future Sight is not really going to help you here. She's probably going to switch to the one that I'm going to talk about. If not, I'll just say it. Haunter. Weird. I thought she had a Gengar already in this. She has a Gengar in Diamond and Pearl, but that's because this gym is actually the 5th in those. But I thought she had a Gengar here as well. That's strange. Oh well. I'll take it, definitely, because Haunter is not much of a threat here. Shadow Claw. I guess that's why. I guess that's really the only reason that she kept Haunter on this team, is because Shadow Claw is supposed to be her signature move. It's a TM that she gives you. And her other ghosts can't really learn it, so I guess they were like, well, I guess we have to have the Haunter. And her other Pokemon is kind of the one that's sort of her signature one. Again, I kind of thought that Drifblim was as well, but yeah. Smagius, evolved form of Misdreavus. And it has a really funky cry. Yeah, that is her final Pokemon. So I don't know why. I should have pointed this out earlier when her, like, face was on screen. But for some reason, she looks very masculine. I don't know what's up with that. So I guess that made the, not at all female-sounding voice almost fitting. So this thing just, like, spamming Shadow Ball and is very good at it. Okay, well, who saw that one coming? I'm actually gonna replace Cerise with Leafeon though, because she will get her. I'll be getting plenty more mileage out of her later. It's just that right now she has some startup problems, despite being evolved. I think once we hit the next city that has a gym in it, or just the next city in general, because the next place over is a town, so it would still be the next city. The one I'm referring to, but whatever. That one, she'll get a much-needed upgrade there. And it's all gonna be cool, and we're going to apparently get hit by Confuse Ray, which is not something that I really wanted to, but I wanted to do. go. And I failed to knock it out. And it has Psybeam. Don't knock me out, okay. Wrench, please hit through the confusion. No, of course you don't. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to revive somebody here. Because I don't actually want to go back on what I said and actually use Amber in this fight. Okay, you lived. If you had Mach Punch, that would be good. You don't, so you know what? I'm gonna give a victory to Cerise here, so I'm gonna heal her with the Super Potion, which I bought a bunch of off-screen, by the way, in case you didn't realize that yet. But yeah, I was kind of low healing on him, so I figured I would just get a bunch of Super Potions. Alright, and now get hit by the Shadow Ball. Or by the Shadow Ball, whatever. And use Magical Leaf. Magical Leaf sounds like a drug. Okay, whatever. Okay, roll 26. And that's that. We beat Fantina. I'm not actually going to read more of her dialogue because I don't actually want to do the voice again. Dumbfounded. And we got the Rally Badge. I would be, okay, I can use Defog, which you actually need for the longest time, and we get Shadow Claw. Yeah, as a hit right, could go hit right. And I'm actually going to use that. Not a lot of people on my team can learn it. Wrench is the only one who can. So, you know what? Ghost and Fighting have good coverage, so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna keep Taunt. I don't know why. Get a feeling it might be useful eventually. Okay, so that, I'm gonna thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next time when we're gonna leave the city. So for now, I say goodbye.